Mr. Lynch likes all behind. Vabbè. It's October 22, 22nd, 2025, insomma, Wednesday in Naples, yeah. Similar, Midday Sky, Sapsano, Community, it's an adjective at means a clear sunny day, alternated with the clouds and cloudy days, kind of in general. At the moment, it seems mostly cloudy, so mix between the midday sky and mostly totally mostly cloudy. Material is considered in general, and it does seem to stay and the afternoon it's moon and 21, 73 for Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius, 73 soft, because of cose gadget, avuto molto spring video, queste cose fuori a seguito, conseguire che diciamo così che da me, giù 17 non fuori a seguito, and also the fact that the uniform is summer, last summer we were 4 years of weather reports. As perhaps someone remember, if you follow with me, as a summer I think around body, and considering also the fact that also last week's entry in the autumn, so also for the autumn, there are 4 years of weather reports, but not for the last seasons. The winter experience in this undertaking is there are still 3 years, but perhaps someone remember I think around body, also non voglio faccio venire poi di una giura, tu sei sempre insieme, se si mettono insieme corposa, perché te vivo 112, ma io si mettono per tratta for me, and then there's an declaration also for the autumn, spring and summer, for the winter and autumn and summer, for the winter as US adjective called for the spring and second adjective soft for summer adjective hot, so that's in general for the seasons appearance. Classic adjective as you can in green, so it's for me also absolutely incomplete. In this case, surely because considering passage from summer to autumn and above all, last change of the increase temperatures happening in the last 3 weeks. Now the air is completely changed and completely but with the air also means the same temperature increase, so the sum of all these things make the situation and condition completely pleasant, at least for me, and also for people. And later I think of not because if it's cold, and later I think of yes, well, I don't know, this depends on them. Oh yeah, in general for me, questo è what has got also in general, I don't know. Secondo tutti i compiti, fa che mi facciamo su. Ieri affermo, finché tramo, anzi penso di essere ripetiti giusto fuori, senza tempo per fare niente, 23 su. L'importante è questo maffiere, tanto ci vedi. Se fuori devi di sé. Se le cortine sono senza me, ci sia most perfect. Se suppose infatti non sono se ne ripete si sa pratically 3 point totally cloudy. What the sky atmosphere in general and considering the last result, considering what I read, according what I read, considering my sensations and other things, I think that later afternoon was in afternoon. I think that later in afternoon might became darker, bleaker, and also it might influence from later. I think very close. We see what let's see what will happen, or we see what will happen. Adesso per esempio bisogna tenere gigante su Wizards, se non sono inizi clear, sappiamo schia, tu devi vedere clear. Bendo well, fatto beta, maximum non sta lì così di sonda, mi dico lui nel lungo tempo, senza una struttura di canzone che sembra rilevante. weer religieuze doen 3 consecutive vaak mensen die de goede vermijden wat in geloof activisme wordt denken zo'n diverse manieren en also is meer op de mensen reus en zijn invisible tutto è visible nel mio animetta of when there isn't also when there isn't ma when there is because effect is a measure I was saying that since it specco senza ti si dice a also knows the better visible for me it's entirety quindi se shot secondo conosciuto l'ottimismo sono delle corti in general visible also knows better visible for me in sentirity e quindi si shot si consiglio and finally from a mediocre Ajax and forse così senza di fare also di che si mi ha shot questo è molto vivo for la gente di persone questo è anche di dove sono loro mi si sta sono mai self adesso lo scherzo and finally io get breakfast today it's late in general so many from the process so you say slightly late ecco una serie di ritmi informazione sappiamo l'importante è fare conto le variazioni sembrano tre lo stesso mi fa che non mi sta fare nessun vita certo vita da si intende partiamo da stile destra finché te lo resi quello sembrano tre e su straccio quando le ripete ma lì close le regole late also massive because as soon as it's slightly late it's just really obviously just in cui 1:21 minutes Liberty to show some attention me also today for to Maria and as a real assassin che fa sono nostro sempre di fortuna se la fanno absolutely ma sono senza bene come finché il nostro mania le months also so conti di Inclax effect reason Friday ma this is should be done the video I promise to get one time as I never chance so you from the time shot obviously no in quote was anche ma nostro niente insomma volessimo un shot ma effettivamente questo sta vedere ben il composto quindi per il biscuit and sales and I think it one of the most amazing steps chocolate chip cookies if I to say on cookies chips chocolate chips and if not mi sai che devo solo fare un biscotto ma mi sa lì c'è non so come non è in particolare there are two things that I read in the list first one but the milk from shop so like it's to watch me to sense quick shop and in fact sono da short fragmenti video shot e ne vedi last 9 months in front of sono che c'è l'abilità ma lo so conto sono che c'è l'abilità ma sono che c'è there was a man script difficile now is one thing we brought it one thing I think it's more than 60 days sono che se lo so conto sono che c'è l'abilità non so sono che c'è l'abilità so I pattern inserted it on second the milk so in news and within this also checking was and breakfast always a mama to ask me in particular my mama if so is it say last video it's a joke because I told him at the most one obviously I'm referring to the first time so come detto video but in some way also considered all Nicholas breakfasts are always a mega bomb and then the second thing is about siesta and if there are siesta da Conanda Italian siesta me started saying a bit of the physical position for me era bam Italian siesta cosa a due come io because era really super bad cosa si chiede si mi ha già tomorrow suppose from today I can non ti troverò tutto il lab ma vuoi sì